Hey guys, it's Ryan with Big Dog Investing. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. If you guys could do a couple of things for me, if you guys can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not done so already. Click the bell notification down below that so YouTube can send you guys notifications whenever I release videos. Watch my videos all the way to the end. And if you guys could share my videos, share my channel with anyone. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can, and I definitely need your guys' help in doing so. Getting started today, I want to say thank you guys. My last video that I posted last night had the most amount of views, likes, comments, and I received the most amount of subscribers in one day. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys. My voice is a little shaky today, rooting for Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and the Bengals today. So bear with me. But getting started with our daily market update, today is going to be Sunday, January 22nd. The daily market cap for all cryptocurrencies currently right now is $1,045 billion. This is a 0.37% increase on the day. Bitcoin right now is trading at $22,733. Ethereum is trading at $1,634. And XRP right now is currently trading at 40.71 cents. So overall, not a lot of price action again today. We are still in a green day today, so this is great news for cryptocurrency. And as long as we maintain that $1 trillion market cap, in my opinion, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but we are going to be going up from here. I don't see us going up drastically, but I do see some green days this coming week. Do your guys' own research and due diligence before investing. Getting started with our crypto bubbles today, the biggest gainers on the day, AXS is going to be up 44.7%. Osmo is going to be up 15.3%. Flow is going to be up 11.9%. IMX and FTM are basically up 10.5 and 10.7 cents, and Filecoin is going to be up 9%. So this is great news. The majority of all cryptocurrencies are up. We still have some that are down. The ones that are down, in my opinion, are down because they had nice run-ups during the week, and a lot of people are taking their profits. Again, do your guys' due diligence, and if proceed with how you guys want to buy and sell your guys' cryptocurrencies. Getting started with our daily market news today. I want to get started today because Biden's coming out with some disinformation. He came out and said that House Republicans have proposed a new 23% sales tax on American families, increasing the price of everything from groceries and gas to food and medicine. American families need more breathing room, not less. In my opinion, this is bad disinformation he's trying to spread, especially against the Republican Party. As the president of the United States, you're supposed to be there for the people and all American citizens. And this is terrible look because basically this is a contingent on Republicans getting rid of and abolishing the IRS and the federal income tax. Now, in my opinion, I do not want to get rid of the IRS or the federal income tax. I think they're very important and help run our country the way that it needs to be. But this is just terrible news coming from the president. You guys can have your guys' own opinions, and this is the great thing about America, the freedom of speech. We can agree to disagree on things, shake hands, and walk away, and basically vote whoever we want to vote for. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, as long as we can have a nice, good conversation. Getting started with some more U.S. news. The U.S. airline accidentally exposes a no-fly list on an unsecured server. This is a very bad look because this was hundreds of thousands of individuals from the U.S. government's terrorist screening database and a no-fly list. I'm going to go ahead and post this article and all the other articles that are in this video in the comments. So if you guys want to do another in-depth analysis on your guys' own, you're more than welcome to. Because I only try to post the highlighted news, and then you guys can pick and choose what you guys want to do a further look at. This was kind of great news. So during the World Economic Forum, these reporters basically go after the CEO of Pfizer and asking him a bunch of questions about the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine, and asking him what he did with all of the profits, why he lied to the American public and also the world, not just because the American public wasn't the only one that received this vaccine, but basically he was sending these vaccines all across the world, promising that if you got the vaccine, you would no longer be at risk for COVID-19. And anyone who works in the medical profession will tell you that vaccines are supposed to prevent or reduce the severity of symptoms. It's not 100% cure all. So he lied and basically basically made the COVID-19 vaccine for pennies on the dollar and profited a bunch of money. I want to look into how much money he actually made in bonuses this year and even in the past 2 years since this vaccine's been mandated. So it's great news, especially because he basically says, thank you, thank you, thank you, as he continues to walk and then ignores all of the questions that come out, just saying thank you or just remains silent. So for 6 minutes, this reporter came out and did this, and it's going to be crazy to see what happens in the coming days or even years, because we need more reporting like this. We need to hold the elite accountable for their actions. Keep on going on with the news. Out of medical professions, ChatGPT, an artificial intelligence search tool, has passed the United States medical licensing exam. In my opinion, this is bad, because basically, if you guys don't know what Chat GTP is, we've trained a model called Chat GPT, which interacts in a conversational way. The dialogue format makes it possible for Chat GTP to answer follow-up questions, admit its mistakes, challenge incorrect premises, and reject inappropriate requests. Chat GTP is a singling model to instruct GPT, which is trained to follow an instruction in a prompt and provide a detailed response. So basically, like, you can go to a doctor and basically you're going to sit next to a computer screen and talk to basically like Siri, and you're going to come up with your symptoms, how you're feeling, and then this is going to come out and say what you're diagnosed with without even looking at you, just off of how you interpret your guys' symptoms. That's what I got out of this. And this was kind of funny to see because the person in the comments ended up saying that this is basically Skynet, net-based artificial intelligence from Terminator. So that was kind of a funny little thing that I got a chuckle out of. I'm going to go ahead and post this article as well for you guys to read. Getting into some more news, we talked about yesterday how Binance was going to restrict cryptocurrency transactions starting February 1st, unless the transactions are over $100,000 from US banks. Basically, in my comments, somebody asked for further clarification and ended up posting about Signature Bank. So I did some further research, and Signature Bank is going to restrict accounts from Bitstamp, Bithump, Binance, eToro, Huobi, Kraken, Nexo, and OKX. So they basically came out today. That's why further information wasn't in the video yesterday, because this was posted about 4 hours ago. So all these exchanges, unless you're going over $100,000 in cryptocurrency, which the average investor like me and you is not trading in these huge numbers. So this is a bad look for Signature Bank and especially the Swift system. This is why XRP, in my opinion, needs to be inside Swift or its own entity, and used for transactions, because we can basically, with the XRP token, you can send $1 million for less than a penny anywhere in the world. And these fees right here are ridiculous. And that's why Signature Bank is restricting those. Getting into further news, Ripple CTO David Schwartz basically accused Flare of leveraging the XRP community for growth before weakening its commitment when it no longer felt it needed members. The XRP community is the only reason why Flare is on a major exchanges like Binance from the very start. And in my opinion, I definitely agree with this, because as an XRP holder in 2020, we were supposed to receive a snapshot that basically said that based on the amount of XRP tokens, you were supposed to receive a 1-to-1 token ratio. So for every one XRP, you would receive that many Flare tokens. And right now, we've only received 15%, and most of us, including myself, have still yet to receive our Flare tokens. A lot of exchanges are holding on to these tokens and have yet to distribute those. So I can't wait to see. Mine's on Coinbase. So only time's going to tell whenever they're going to receive their Flare tokens. I was reading some rumors that there isn't in the works of a lawsuit right now, so I'm going to wait and see about that. But the Flare community ended up thinking out loud. They say that they believe that the main reason that people are opposed of the FIPO1 is because they wanted to receive one Flare for each XRP held in 2020, while retaining the ability to sell for the next 36 months. What if the reduction in inflation incentive to build on the Flare network, motivation to buy/earn Flare, disincentive to sell, and increased diversification of the community pointed towards a positive effect on the price? What if the changes of the FIPO1 benefited the initial recipients to such an extent that the initial 15% airdrop was valued higher than the total 100% of Flare to be distributed under the current network mechanism/distribution method? What if you then had a choice to support the Flare network further by participating and getting rewarded the Flare for the privilege? From my perspective, it's hard to argue that the changes mentioned in the FIPO1 are not beneficial to the Flare ecosystem and active participants. Love the what ifs. I agree, but still food for thought. And in my opinion, this is really a bad look, especially whoever created this Flare community account, because this is what we were promised. You can say, like, oh, it's going to be beneficial that those 15% are going to be valued higher than the 100% that we were supposed to receive. But that's only because all of those tokens were not distributed, and basically, like, you needed to be a part of this ecosystem. And that's not what you are supposed to do when you guys come out with a snapshot and promise these things and then basically pull it out. That's the disinformation that comes out. And this is why a lot of people are now hating on the Flare ecosystem and the Flare community. I've still yet to receive my tokens, so I'm not really opposed right now, because again, I have received nothing of what I was promised, so I'm kind of against this right now, but not opposed to the idea of the Flare community and token from succeeding, but I just do want to receive that 100% that I was initially promised. Great news out of Hedera. This is the HBAR token. The Hedera mainnet has officially processed over 3 billion transactions. A massive thank you to the users, projects, and enterprises who have made this possible, showcasing the power of the network and driving the global DLT adoption. We're just getting started. See you at 4 billion. So this is kind of great news. If you guys don't know about HBAR, I would do an in-depth analysis on that. But this is great news, especially for the community who's been invested in HBAR for a long time. Uh, Coming out with some kind of cool news. I talked about this yesterday, but Bitcoin is up 35% since Jim Cramer said it was a good chance to get out. And then also, JP Morgan says investors should sell their stocks and take their profits. This is really funny because both of these, people are super rich and elite, the bankers, and then also Jim Cramer. They're supposed to be out there and help investors with investments and gaining money and basically coming out with the best advice. But obviously, so far, this hasn't been working. Maybe down the line, JP Morgan might be right that, investors should sell. Again, do with what you guys want, but I'm going to stay in the market and just hold for the long term. The UAE minister says crypto will play a major role for the United Arab Emirates global trade going forward. So again, we have these elites coming out and saying, sell your guys' stuff, but then we have this big UAE that's coming out and saying that crypto is going to be playing a major role in the global trade. So in my opinion, that's why, again, I'm staying in. You guys do your guys' own research. If you guys have questions in the comments, put them in and I'll go ahead and answer them as much as and as fast as I can. Getting into our last bit of news here, John Deaton comes out and says the United States is being left behind, full stop. Crypto regulation is not coming. So we're waiting for the SEC and the Ripple lawsuit to basically get handed down its verdict from Judge Torres. But while we're waiting, people are speculating. But basically, John Deaton comes out and says that he's seen very smart people say things like, when we get regulation soon. I hate to be the Debbie Downer about politics in the US, but I don't see sensible crypto regulation being passed into law anytime soon. I believe in the first or second quarter of 2025 is likely the earliest it could get done, and I may be being overly optimistic at that time estimate. The market will continue to receive guidance only through judicial results from the SEC's regulation by enforcement policy. In other words, guidance will come from the federal district court's decisions in like Library, Ripple, and Dragoncoin, etc. These are all those lawsuits that have been handed down. The industry must come together to help fight the SEC's enforcement only policy. This is why Naomi Brickwell agreed to let me represent her in Library Coin. Yes, the library summary judgment decision has been made and that the SEC received a total victory by the judge's ruling. The SEC conceded on the record that many, if not most, LBC token holders did not view library as an investment and that they utilized the token for consumer use or consumptive use. However, when asked by Jerry Kaufman, strongly encouraged by the judge to provide clarity regarding the secondary transactions of library, the SEC has refused. I have the transcripts from the November 21st, 2022 hearing, although I'm not allowed to release it to the public yet. The words secondary market transactions and word of clarity were utterly on the record more than a dozen times each, mostly by the judge. The SEC's response is that the secondary market is not a part of the case in the conversation, and that the SEC doesn't give clarity. The SEC is seeking a permanent injunction that it does not distinguish between LBRY and its executives and the users of the platform or secondary market transactions. On January 30th, we have a hearing to discuss the issue. I have filed an amicus brief and an appearance in the case. Naomi Brockwell has never purchased a LBRY token and she has never received or sold a single token. She uses the token to help generate views from their videos. She didn't even know that the tokens had monetary value when she was first acquiring them. LBRY is a quintessential utility token. Professional crypto traders have never heard of LBRY. It is an investment for the users. LBRY and the CEO have agreed to burn all pre-mined tokens, but the SEC won't budge on offering a no action letter for users or an official statement or any type of clarity whatsoever. People have been told that I'm likely fighting a losing battle, and maybe I am. But I am. What else is there to do? We have the fight for all these court battles because clarity through legislation is not coming. Congress, I triple dare you to prove me wrong. So this is really interesting, and it's great to see that somebody, and especially a lawyer like John Deaton, is going ahead to fight the fight for us. Again, we're not all lawyers here. A lot of us, are basically just investors in the market and just hope that clarity comes, because a lot of people want clarity in the market. So a lot of people say that, crypto needs to be decentralized, which in my opinion, it does. But there also needs to be rules and guidances that need to be followed that protect the average investor, especially because this is what happened with the FTX collapse. Again, thank you guys for tuning into my channel. If you guys can, please, again, share my videos, share my channel. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys did, especially since my last video. But for those of you guys that have been following me since I started my channel a little less than a month ago, I appreciate you guys. Again, if you guys can invest with a big dog, stay on the porch. Have a good one.